In this tutorial, we're going to go through the step how to make the perfect croissant. I just love a good one. And this version is going to have the starter in it because adding the starter in any rich dough like croissant, brioche, it just make it so much better and superior to the other version. So in this croissant, I'm not using any commercial yeast. You could. I'm using only the starter, and the quality is just so amazing that I can't go back to just the one where you're using the commercial yeast. A perfect croissant has that beautiful smell of butter. So the butter is absolutely important. You try to do your best to get a great butter. That is very important. And the flour is just the high protein, what we call here in the state bread flour, with a little bit of purpose flour or just the bread flour. And a long process. But you can split this process in many days. You can go for even 3 days making this croissant. So you're just spending a few minutes a day, but also you're adding more flavor to the croissant because the dough is going to be resting in the refrigerator, and that kind of helps with the flavor like any other dough, like the artisanal bread. And that's it. And of course we're going to go through the process of the lamination, which help us to have that flaky texture. A good croissant smells so good and smells like heaven. That's all I can say. And let's see all the steps. And if you have any comments, just leave them in the comment section. I will be definitely answering them. 2 giant croissants. I just love a big one. There's nothing, there's no chocolate, no cream, just a good croissant. And normally you take them out of the oven and leave them for a while until they're still warm because they still keep baking inside. It's like the bread. So don't rush into a hot croissant. Give it the time to finish its baking. Okay, so you can see here the texture, the layers, and it's just perfect. So let's find out how it tastes. Start from the end. It's good. The nice thing about it, you can make plenty of this croissant. Bake them. Okay? Now we grab the other second half of the dough, we place the butter, we stretch it into rectangle, and we give it its first simple fold. In this version of croissant, I'm just going to use 3 simple folds. Each one of us, each fold, the first fold give you 2 layers, the second from 2 to 6 and 6 to 18. So the final product will have 18 layers instead of 27 or more. Second simple fold, and the third one, we don't have to stop and put the dough in the fridge. We just keep going. I'm using a dough sheeter, a home dough sheeter. It's quite small, and it allows you to put the dough even if it's 1 inch thick, which is absolutely wonderful. So you don't have to stretch the dough at all. So it starts from like literally 25 centimeter, and the smallest thickness is around 1.5 millimeter. Of course, I don't go that low. I stretch it until I get 4 or 5 millimeter, then I stop. Then when it's all stretched out, then I make the second fold, and then I stretch it, then the third one, then I stop. But because the dough gets so large, I'm going to split it in half. After you finish the third fold, you place it on a baking sheet, separate the dough by the plastic, and keep it even overnight, but no more than over 10 hours. And then we go to the process of shaping.